Okay, we have some breaking news pretty much. This article was made public 4 hours ago as from the recording of this video. Okay, antibiotics prescribed at pharmacies to free up GP time. Who heard of this? This has just been released, like I said. More people will be able to access health services without needing to see a GP, general practitioner, doctor, if you didn't know, under a new plan in England. Now, whether this is going to expand to Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland, I don't know. This is breaking news, and so far this is just covering England. It takes patience to use high street pharmacies for common prescription drugs, including antibiotics, including routine tests, to ease pressure on busy doctors. So it all appears to be fine and rosy, doesn't it? We read on. NHS England says it plans to free up 15 million GP appointments over the next 2 years, around 2% of the total. Wow, 15 million GP appointments over 2 years. Now, I wonder what that figure would be if there wasn't a minimum of 600,000 unvetted illegal immigrants in this country. I wonder if that figure would be a bit different, should we say. And that's what we know. It could be a lot higher. We read on, but some are concerned about how pharmacies will cope with the extra demand. Exactly. You wait till you hear this. Data shows that there are now fewer local chemists than there were at any time since 2015. Of course. Rising operational costs, staff shortages and reduced government financial support have been blamed. Of course, the mainstream narrative would be to blame those things. There could be other things at play. Pharmacists warn that many more local businesses could help without help. Oh, I'll say that again. 3, 2, 1, action. Pharmacists warn that many more local businesses could close without help. So it could be a lot worse. So how are they going to do this? I do smell a rat, I really do. NHS England Chief Executive Amanda Pritchard said pharmacy services will get an extra £645 million over the next 2 years to boost staffing and resources. Well, £645 million sounds like an awful lot of money, but when you spread that thinly, and I mean extremely thinly, all over England, it's not that much. It really isn't much. I don't think it's going to make much difference at all. Looking at this, you want to put at least 3 or 4 billion into something like this. But that is a drop in the ocean considering the amount of money which is flying around the ether right now, especially with government services. She said, we are already seeing more than 500,000 patients a week more in GP surgeries than we were pre-pandemic. But we know that we need to go further to expand services and transform the way we provide care. Care? Really? They're caring, are they? Okay. We read on. In an effort to ease the frustration of morning phone calls to try and book appointments, surgeries will get £240 million to modernise and be able to deal with multiple calls at once. So straight away, my red flag radar says AI systems, okay? So this is pretty much new technology. Do you think that's going to run smoothly and flawlessly, considering all of the heartache with online stuff regards hospitals and doctors? Let me know in the comment section below of how do you think this new modernisation is going to go. Be interesting to hear what you guys have to say. The NHS England boss said within for next year, 9 in 10, 90% of people should be able to access their GP record on a smartphone to check things like test results without needing to call their GP at all. Now, how many of you guys have got smartphones? Not everyone has. But furthermore, how many of you guys believe that your smartphone is very secure and very private? Okay, unless you have a degree in smartphone technology, fully understand how smartphones work, etc., you are literally at the beck and call of hacking and all sorts of data leakage. That is fact, okay? So, what's the new plan about? The recovery plan promises to overhaul stretched GP services by shifting some of their work to either parts of the health service, pharmacies will take on for prescribing of drugs for 7 common ailments: earache, sore throat, sinusitis, impetigo, shingles, infected insect bites, uncomplicated urinary tract infections in women. What a strange little sector. So that is a very small variable of all of the other things that people will go and see their GP about. Okay, so it doesn't really seem to cover that much when you break this breaking news article down. Okay, also check this out. Women will be able to get oral contraceptive pills direct from pharmacies, so you don't need to see a GP. That entails many complications. I can actually see that going crazy. Excuse me. And patients will be able to self-refer for certain needs, such as booking in for NHS physiotherapy or podiatry without having to ask their family doctor first. This is incredible. How is this going to happen? I really don't know. Sir Stephen Powis, the National Medical Director for NHS England, told us today, we know this works. We've seen it in local schemes. So you've already been practicing this in small little schemes by the sound of it. And similar schemes are operating in Scotland and Wales. Wow, so this could roll out that way. We also know pharmacy wants to do it. Of course, because they just want that funding and some money, I would presume. The GP plan comes amid mounting concern about services. The latest GP patient survey shows 13% rate for service as poor or very poor overall. I suspect 13% is a lot more than that. I mean, how many of you have gone to the doctors or the hospital? Everything's been absolutely flawless from the phone call to actually getting some degree of help. Let me know in the comments of what your experiences are within the NHS. Okay? Sorry, outside the NHS. Oh, this is just nuts. With nearly half complaining they did not find it easy to get through on the phone, and nearly a quarter saying they were not happy with the appointment they were offered. Wow, check this out. You ready? Doctors, leaders say the crux of the problem is that there is not enough GPs. Apparently lots of GPs have gone overseas based on how poorly paid they are, the high stress, the amount of support that they should be getting and they're not. And this has been happening for some time. I know lots of you guys understand what I'm saying here. The government target to recruit an extra 6,000 GPs by the end of this parliament looks almost certain to be missed. When the promise was made at the end of 2019, there were just over 28,000 full-time equivalent GPs. At the end of March, that number has actually fallen to less than 27,500. So since 2019, they reckon they've lost 500 GPs. Maybe it's a lot higher than that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, or indeed send me an email about this, okay? The government has also tried to bolster the wider workforce, bringing in initiatives to boost the number of nurses, physios and other health staff available. This has had some impact with GPs, and the numbers have gone up. Around 33,000 non-GP clinical staff are working in general practice at the last month. Well, check this out. My hometown, Portsmouth, has among the fewest GPs per head of population of any part of England. The city and surrounding areas are 50% short of what they need, according to the doctors there. Honestly, this just goes on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that article below. I just didn't want to be there for 25 minutes reading out the whole thing, okay, because it could go on for ages. So let me know what your thoughts are about literally going to a pharmacy and getting diagnosed from them Are they experienced like a GP would be? Maybe, maybe not. But the fact remains that because we are preppers and we could have access a lot easier to get important things, in my opinion, things like antibiotics. Now that could be a bonus. We all have to wait and see how this pans out. Nonetheless, this is breaking news. It's only 4 hours long. Please share this video if you think people can benefit from this information. And indeed, like I said just now, if you wish to send me an email, the address is below this video and we can talk about anything you want about this topic. It's very important. I believe it's quite a big change based on what we're seeing out there. You guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.